Welcome back, everyone. Got cut off there a little bit at the end, but I wanted to make sure that you guys get a full understanding of each of these papers. So, in the previous video, I went through chapter 9 and chapter 10 and went through your typical discussion board and written paper for the week. Now, I'm going to be discussing your final assignment in this part of the presentation. So, real quickly, I just want to say that you have two options for your final assignment. Your first option is option A. And in option A, you get to create a 10 question questionnaire and interview two families from different social and ethnic backgrounds. So the first part of it is you are going to create 10 questions. And these questions really should revolve around multicultural education, obviously, because that is what this course is about. But in your questions, you also want to ask them about their views concerning children and compare their responses and discover how similar and how different they are, writing a descriptive analysis. So, once again, you're going to be writing a paper that's going to be at least 500 words. In that paper, I should see your 10 questions, um, your 10 question questionnaire. But really the heart of the paper is the compare and contrast portion. Okay. So you have your questions and you have your answers for the questionnaire, but the paper itself is the compare and contrast analysis. Okay. And remember, when you're doing an analysis, just like I said in the previous video, you are providing evidence. You must have research in your analysis. And this goes for both option A and option B. But right now we're discussing option A. Real quick, you must include two citations. This is your final assignment. So the final assignment means that you need to utilize two different resources. So your text can definitely be one of those resources. And a video resource from this course could be the other video resource. I'm sorry, could be the other resource. Jiminy Crickets. Okay, so you have two options here. Um, with option A, you're doing your questionnaire, you're writing your paper of your compare and contrast after conducting that interview with those two families, okay? And you do your compare and contrast essay, descriptive analysis with your research, your two citations, and two references, word count, etc., and so forth, okay? The paper length is the same, 500 to 700 words, typical paper length, all right? The only difference is this time you must include two citations, two different citations, two different references, which are easily accessible in this course. You can definitely find that. Now, option B. Option B is another paper, but this paper you're selecting 10 multicultural activities or projects and explaining the implementation of them. Okay, so in this, you're going to basically describe your 10 multicultural activities or projects that you would include in your diverse classroom. Then you would explain why you selected these 10 multicultural activities or projects. You would go into how they would be implemented. So there literally should be probably a paragraph for each activity or project, okay? But there is a stipulation when you're doing this. One of the activities must be geared towards young ELLs, so young English language learners, and another one of the activities must integrate a family activity into your diverse classroom. Okay. So the other eight can be any other kind of multicultural activities that you want to do, the other eight paragraphs. But two of those paragraphs should be to the ELL criteria, and to the family integration criteria. Okay. And once again, there should be 2 citations from 2 different resources and 2 different references at the bottom of your paper. Your paper should be at least 500 to 700 words long. If you go a little bit over, that's fine. Also, make sure that you include an introduction and a conclusion. This has to be a cohesive paper. I should not see a paper where it's just 10 paragraphs that have no connection to each other. It is a paper. So you need to have an introduction as to why you're choosing these different multicultural activities and why that's going to benefit your students. And then you're going to go and describe each one of these activities and why they are helpful and how they will bring your classroom family together. So that is about it. If you have any questions for either one of these options for your final paper, feel free to send me an email. I will get back to you ASAP, and I will make sure that I answer your questions the best way possible. And if you need to set up a phone call, we can do that too. If you have any other confusion, I think that they're pretty much straightforward the way that they're laid out. It's not too complicated, but it is detail oriented. And my big thing is that you want to look at the rubric because it is your friend. If you look at that rubric and you make sure that you hit every area on that rubric, there is no reason why you should not be able to earn 100% on this paper. So make sure that you go over it carefully, you read through it, make sure that you address all the questions that are in that final assignment and submit it. Thank you again, everyone, for your wonderful participation in this course. You have worked really hard. You have learned a lot. I see a lot of growth in your writing and in your development. So, congratulations to you. Continue to do this. Share all the wonderful knowledge that you have learned with your colleagues, your peers, your kids, everyone, and have a wonderful rest of the time at Bay Path University. You guys did great. I look forward to reading your final papers as well as being in the discussion board with each one of you, as well as reading your rest of your assignments. So have a great week. You've got this. This is the final week. You can do it. You're doing great. Take care. Bye.